shift before you spoke, in the way you held my hand, like loving me was something you no longer plan. You stopped saying forever, like it scared you to pretend, but I was still believing in a story near its end. I saw the light grow dim in your tired eyes. You were already saying goodbye without saying goodbye. I loved past the end, past the breaking point, past the silent nights where we lost our voice. I was holding on to us long after you were gone. I loved past the end, and I loved too long. I memorized your distance like it meant something more. Told myself you're just confused, not halfway to the door. I kept fighting for a heartbeat that barely beat for me. Called it faith in forever when it was just history. I thought love meant staying no matter what it cost, but I was holding on to you while losing myself lost. I loved past the end, through every empty kiss, through everywhere okay that felt like this. I gave you all my loyalty, all the strength I had to send. You stopped loving me, but I loved past the end. Did you even notice how long I stayed? How I kept rebuilding every promise that decayed? I would have chosen you through every rise and bend, but love can't survive when it's already ended. I love past the end, but I won't live there now. I've cried enough quiet tears to finally know how love should feel alive, not something you defend. I love past the end, now I'm loving me I thought holding on was strength, but sometimes strength is when you stop loving someone past the end. We stopped laughing like we used to. Silence filled the room. conversations turn to echoes of a love we once knew. Your eyes no longer found me like they did before, but I kept standing in the doorway, waiting for something more. We slept on separate islands in the middle of our bed, holding on to ghosts of words we never really said. I felt you slowly leaving long before you were gone, but I kept pretending everything was still holding on. I knew the truth was breaking in the quiet in between, but I was scared of losing what we used to be. So I stayed for the memory of the way you held my hand, for the nights we swore forever like we had it all planned. I stayed for the laughter that used to fill our space, for the version of you I still tried to chase. I knew love was fading, but I couldn't let it be. You weren't who you were anymore, but I stayed for the memory. I reread our old messages like they were scripture lines, looking for the proof that you're still mine. But pictures can't keep promises, and words can lose their meaning, and hearts don't stay together just because you're wishing. I defended all your distance, told myself you were tired, blamed the world around us while our spark expired. I was loving who you were, not who you'd become, holding on to yesterday while tomorrow came undone. I thought if I just loved you like I did back then, maybe we would find our way back to where we'd been. So I stayed for the melody of your fingers in my hair, for the way you said I love you like it was always there. I stayed for the feeling of being someone's dream, even though the present wasn't what it seemed. I knew I felt lonely even lying next to you, but leaving meant accepting that forever wasn't true. What hurts the most is knowing we were beautiful once, and sometimes love doesn't shatter, it just slowly comes undone. I wasn't afraid of being alone, I was afraid of losing us, so I kept holding tighter while you loosened up. I stayed for the memory, but memories don't stay, they fade a little more with every pass. if it was. At least that's how I remember it. And sometimes that's the hardest part. You used to say my name like it meant something in your chest, like loving me was easy, like we were heaven blessed. But somewhere in the silence your voice began to change, and I felt the warmth between us slowly rearrange. I saw the light grow dim in the way you'd look away. You stopped reaching for my hand, but I kept begging you to stay. I stayed when love was weak, when it barely had a pulse, when forever felt like memory and hope was just a ghost. I was breathing life into it while you were letting it sleep. I stayed when love was weak, and it weakened me. You're just tired, that's all. But love shouldn't feel so fragile, like it's one step from a fall. I swallowed every doubt, held my tears inside, called it being patient while I heard with pride. I thought if I just loved you more, you'd find your way back to. But I can't make a heart feel strong if it's not strong for you. I stayed when love was weak, through every empty kiss, through every quiet I'm okay that felt like this. I gave you all my loyalty, all the strength I could keep. I stayed when love was weak, and it broke me deep. Maybe love needs two hearts fighting side by side. Maybe love isn't begging or swallowing your pride. I thought staying meant devotion, thought leaving meant defeat. But sometimes staying too long is the real retreat. I stayed when love was weak, but I won't stay here now. I've cried enough silent tears to finally figure out how love should feel alive, not something you have to seek. I stayed when love was weak. Now I'm choosing me. I thought holding on was strength, but strength is learning to speak. I stayed when love was weak, and it taught me what I need. I felt the cracks before you did. In the silence of the room, you'd stare past me at nothing, like love had lost its tune. I kept sweeping up the pieces of words we didn't say, pretending we were steady while you were slipping away. I was patching every leak while you were growing weak. I was holding us together with trembling hands and hope, carrying all the weight of us on a thinning rope. You said we'd be forever, but I was alone in that vow. I was holding us together, and I can't hold us now. I made excuses for your distance, blamed the stress, the time, told myself that love gets heavy, it doesn't always shine. I swallowed every lonely night, every tear I hid. You said we're fine, just tired, but I was the only one who did anything to fix the breaking of something we once knew. I was fighting for our future. You were done with it too. I bent so we wouldn't fall, but you weren't bending at all. I was holding us together while you were letting go, stitching up the damage. You didn't even know I would have stayed through any storm, through every high and low. But I was holding us together, and you let it go. Maybe love shouldn't feel like lifting both our hearts. Maybe if it's only one of us, it's already falling apart. I don't regret the way I loved, or how I chose to stay. I just wish you'd met me halfway instead of walking away. I was strong enough for both of us, but I shouldn't have had to be. I was holding us together, but I'm letting go tonight. I won't keep losing pieces just to keep us looking right. You may never see the effort or the tears behind my smile. I was holding us together for far too long. Oh, why? Love takes two hands. I only had mine. I used to know just who I was before your name felt like my air, before my world revolved around whether you were there. I traded pieces of my heart to keep you close enough, called it compromise and growth, but it was giving up. I blurred the lines between your dreams and everything I wanted. I slowly disappear while telling myself it's honest. I lost myself loving us, trying to make it work. I gave you all my light till I was left in the dark. I bent until I broke just to keep your trust. I thought that's what love was, but I lost myself loving us. I stopped saying what I felt in case it made you leave. Started shrinking who I was so you'd still believe. I memorized your moods like they were maps to peace, while my own reflection felt like a stranger to me. I kept calling it devotion, kept calling it fate, but love shouldn't cost you everything you create. I lost myself loving us, fighting battles alone. I was building up our future while you were letting go. I gave you every version of who I could become. I thought if I was enough, forgot where I belonged. I lost myself loving us, but now I finally see love should feel like freedom, not losing identity. I was holding on to something that was never strong enough. I thought I'd find forever, but I lost myself loving us. Now I'm finding pieces of the girl I used to be. I lost myself loving us. Now I'm loving me. You used to hold me gently like I was something rare. Your voice felt like a promise floating in the air. You said I was your always, your calm in every storm. I didn't know that love could change and lose its warmth. I felt it in your patience, growing thin each day. Your softness turned to distance, and your warmth just slipped away. Love didn't stay kind to me, it changed its tone. What once felt safe and steady left me alone. I kept choosing tenderness, you kept drawing lines. Love didn't stay kind to me, it hardened over time. You stopped listening to my heart, started calling it too much. Like my tears were something you didn't want to touch. I learned to quiet my feelings just to keep the peace. But love shouldn't make you smaller just to make it breathe. I kept telling myself every love gets rough, but rough shouldn't mean you're not enough. Love didn't stay kind to me, it bruised without a sound. I was trying to hold us up while it pushed me down. I gave you all my loyalty, all the grace I to stay kind to me, but I'll stay kind to me. I used to know my reflection before it carried your name, before my world revolved around keeping you the same. I gave you all my colors, watched them slowly fade, turn myself into someone you wouldn't walk away. I called it compromise, called it love indeed, but every time I bent for you, I lost a piece of me. I loved you until I lost me, until I couldn't see the girl I was before you, staring back at me. I gave you every heartbeat, every breath I'd breathe. I loved you until I lost me, trying not to lose we. Stop saying what I needed in case it made you run. Started shrinking my emotions to be your chosen one. I memorized your moves like maps to keep you close, but loving you felt lonelier than being alone most. If I just held on, you'd finally understand. But I was building up a future you had never planned. I loved you until I lost me, through every silent night, through every fading I love you that didn't feel right. I gave you all my loyalty, all the faith I could be. I loved you until I lost me, and you still let me leave. Who was I before I forgot my own voice? When did loving you stop being my choice? If love means disappearing just to make it through, then what's the point of staying if I'm erased by you? I loved you until I lost me, but I'm finding her again, through the tears and broken pieces of who I've been. I won't give myself away just to make someone see. I loved you until I lost me. Now I'm loving me. thought loving you was strength, but strength is finally free. I loved you until I lost me. And now I'm choosing me. I opened every door inside me, let you wander anywhere. Showed you all my fragile corners, all the damage hiding there. I never made you earn it, never made you prove. I just handed you my whole heart, like that's what lovers do. I thought love meant no limits, no lines drawn in the sand. But love without protection leaves your heart unmanned. I loved you without boundaries, without a safety net, without a single question, without regret. I gave you every sunrise, every part of me. I loved you without boundaries, and you walked away free. I said yes to every maybe, bent for every move, called it understanding when I was just being used. I let the storms roll through me, told myself it's fine. But loving without boundaries meant crossing every line. I kept shrinking down my needs so you would feel enough. But love shouldn't require giving up your love. I loved you without boundaries, without a guarded heart. I thought that made it stronger, but it tore me apart. I gave you all my patience, all the trust I could. I loved you without boundaries, and you never understood. Maybe love needs edges, maybe love needs space, maybe love needs someone who won't take more than they can replace. I thought if I gave you everything, you'd never walk away. But loving without boundaries is how you let someone stay. I loved you without boundaries, but now I finally see love should feel like balance, not losing me. I gave you all my softness, all my loyalty. I loved you without boundaries. deserve them too. You stopped saying good morning like it mattered anymore. Your eyes would pass right over me on your way out the door. We used to talk for hours, now we barely speak at all. I kept pretending we were fine while watching us fall. I felt the quiet growing between your heart and mine. You called it just a phase, but it felt like goodbye. I stayed through the silence, through every word unsaid, through nights that felt like strangers in the same cold bed. I kept holding on to hope, like it would make a difference. I stayed through the silence while you kept your distance. I memorized your empty stare, tried to read between every I'm just tired and every broken dream. I asked you what was wrong, you said nothing's changed, but love doesn't grow quiet unless it's rearranged. I kept trying to reach you through walls you never named. I was begging for connection while you pulled away. I stayed through the silence, through every aching pause, through every fading I love you without a cause. I was fighting for a heartbeat, you were letting go. I stayed through the silence longer than I should have. Did you ever hear me crying in the dark? Did you feel me breaking, or was it never hard? I would have faced the truth if you just spoken it clear. But silence can be louder than anything you hear. I stayed through the silence, but silence stole my peace. I gave you all my loyalty while you offered me release. I was loving you completely, you were already gone. I stayed through the silence, but I can't stay that long. Now I'm learning love should never leave you feeling small. I stay through the silence, but I won't stay through it all. things in boxes, like it was just another day. Folded up our memories and quietly walked away. Your footsteps down the hallway still echo in this room. Funny how you left so fast, but took so much with you. I stood there in the doorway with nothing left to say. You closed the door behind you and took my world away. You took my heart with you when you walked out that night. Left me with the silence and a love without a fight. I'm breathing but it hurts, like I don't know what to do. You took my heart with you, and I don't know how to live without you. Your side of the bed is empty, but it still feels like yours. I keep reaching in the dark for what's not there anymore. I replay every promise, like maybe I missed a clue. How did forever turn into something we outgrew? I would have stayed through storms, through every tear and true, but you were already gone before I saw the proof. You took my heart with you, like it didn't weigh a thing, like the nights we held each other didn't mean everything. I was building up a future, you were cutting it in two. You took my heart with you, and I'm still loving you. Did you even feel it break when you let my hand go? Did you hear it shatter, or did you never know? I would have chosen you in every life, every place, but you chose to leave without looking at my face. You took my heart with you, but I'm learning how to stand with pieces of forever still trembling in my hands. I might be broken now, but someday I'll get through. You took my heart with you, but I'll find it without you. The door is closed behind you, but the ache is still brand new. You took my heart with you. Still in this house, in the corners of every room, your laughter lingers in the air like you left too soon. I still hear you in the silence when the night gets heavy and slow. You took your body with you, but your memory won't let go. I reach across the empty bed like you're still next to me, but all that's left to hold are faded memories. You left me loving memories of who we used to be, dancing in the kitchen before you stopped loving me. I'm holding on to moments like they'll bring you back to me. You left me loving memories, and they're all that's left of we. I replay our favorite song and it still feels the same, but now it only echoes with the sound of your name. You said we'll always have this, like it was meant to last, but forever turned to yesterday, faster than I could grasp. I'm stuck inside the pictures where your smile still feels real, but photographs can't answer the way this heartbreak feels. You left me loving memories while you found someone new. I'm still holding on to us while you're holding someone too. I keep tracing every promise like it never meant to leave. You left me loving memories, and they're all I get to keep. Did you erase me easily, or do I haunt you too? Do you ever miss the way I would always choose you? I would have stayed through anything, through every stormy sea, but you sailed away from us and left the past with me. You left me loving memories, but memories don't hold. They don't say I'm still here when the nights feel cold. I was ready for a lifetime, you were ready to be free. You left me loving memories, and they're breaking me. Maybe one day I'll remember without the tears I see. tonight I'm just a girl, loving memories. We used to fall asleep with your heartbeat under mine, your fingers intertwined with mine like we were pressed in time. You said I was your always, your safe and steady touch. But somewhere in the distance we stopped being us. I felt it in the spaces between what we would say. We were lying side by side, but drifting far away. Love didn't stay close enough to keep us holding on. We were inches from forever, but somehow still so gone. I was reaching out for you, you were reaching back. Love didn't stay close enough, and that's what we lacked. You started turning over when I tried to hold you near. Started choosing silence over facing what we feared. I told myself it's normal that every flame burns low, but love shouldn't feel lonely when you're right there in the glow. I kept trying to bridge every growing space, but I can't pull someone closer who won't meet me halfway. Love didn't stay close enough to warm the cold between. We looked like we were fine, but we were splitting at the seams. I was fighting for connection, you were tired of the touch. Love didn't stay close enough, though I gave it all I could. How do two hearts lie together and still feel so apart? How does something once so certain turn unfamiliar in the dark? I would have held you tighter if tight was what you needed, but love can't stay close enough if one heart has already left it. Love didn't stay close enough to carry us through. I was still choosing you while you were choosing new. I would have stayed forever through every high and rough, but love didn't stay close enough, and forever wasn't enough. Now I'm learning that real love shouldn't just almost enough.